Welcome back to Scotties Hobbies. Today I'm looking at this 2015 Nissan Murano. I used my Mucar 892BT. This is a bi-directional scanner, Bluetooth, AI assisted diagnostic help as well. This thing is awesome. It helped me out a lot doing this diagnosis and repair. But what we were looking at was 3 codes. It pulled up 3 codes. The first code was a P1801, the second was a P1801, and the third was a P0051. In this video right here, I'm going to show you guys how to do a diagnostic and a repair for the P1801 code. What this code has to do with is the Variable Intake Solenoid, which is right here. I'm going to show you how to diagnose this to see if they're bad, and I'm going to show you how to replace them. It's really simple to do everything. If you have this code, the P1801, it's really not that hard to take care of. Now the other 2 codes have to do with the bank 2 oxygen sensor. Your bank 2 on this vehicle is closer to the front of the vehicle, so the oxygen sensor that's right here where it gets really hot, that's your bank 2. If you need a DIY help video on that, make sure you check out the video library. Also, hit that like button right now, please. Subscribe, ring bell, check out the video library when we're all said and done for a ton of automotive helpful DIY videos. But let's get into this P1801 diagnostic and repair. This is going to be good for a ton of Nissans, not just this Murano. And if this video helps you out, comment below with the year, make, and model that it did. And let's get going into this diagnostic and repair. All right, you can see we got the plastics off. We is I, and my mouse in my pocket. But the plastics are off. I got my diagnostic tools all hooked up. You can see over here, we're going to use this to check the ohms of resistance in the runner vacuum switching valves. So you have your bank 2 right here and your bank, this is your bank 1 and this is your bank 2. So this is the front bank is bank 2, the rear bank is bank 1. What these do is when they get vacuum, the computer will open the vacuum switching solenoid and allow vacuum to flow to the variable intake runners right here. Like I said, I got the scan tool, or not scan tool, but the fluke to check for ohms of resistance. And we're also going to do a clicking check using the power probe, which is pretty much just applying 12 volts to the solenoid. Let me show you how I have this all hooked up. If you could see, hopefully you could see, there's 2 prongs inside there. I have one already clipped on. I'm going to clip my other one on. All I have is the connector from the computer, or the wiring harness is just disconnected in place so I could put my alligator clips on. Now you can see I already have everything set up like I already showed you. First off, we're going to do a resistance test using the fluke meter. You could get a cheap one from like Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to get one of these, but really you just need to be able to check the ohms of resistance. First off, we're going to hook up, it doesn't matter which way or which direction you go in when you test this. So you're going to hook both these up. You can see I have 37 ohms of resistance. And then we're going to switch over and check the other one. Just compare the 2, see if they're about the same or whatnot. And actually, you have no ohms of resistance on this one. So first off, I would make sure that these connections are nice and good. Take them off, reconnect them. Just make sure you have a good connection on your alligator clips. This one has a fluctuating ohms of resistance. We're settling out around, oh nope, we're moving around. Double check these. Well, now I don't really like, oh there we go, we're settling around 31, 32. And the other side, again, was what? $37. Okay, so we got a little bit difference, and the other side just keeps jumping around, which makes me a little skeptical of this vacuum solenoid. It's jumping around a lot. I would think in this case I have a loose connection, but honestly, they're all good. All right, so this right here makes me suspect that this vacuum switching valve right here is bad. Now, before we just go ahead and say, let's go ahead and replace that, we could do another test. What this test would do is we're gonna use the power probe in this case, power probe. This could add power or ground to the solenoid. So we're gonna go ahead and hook this up real fast. When you apply the power in the ground, you should get a clicking sound, oops, not that, from the solenoid. No clicking sounds. Let's go back over to this other one and just compare. Oh, and actually right there, when I'm hooking up to this, turn this audio back on, I'm getting continuity through this solenoid already. Turn this off. Listen. Get closer so you can hear it. You hear that clicking sound? We'll go back and double check the other vacuum switching valve, and we'll switch up the connections too. So the red one is going to have ground. Let's see if we get continuity. Audio's on. You're getting no continuity through this solenoid right now. Add power. I'm getting no clicking. Let's switch these around. See if we get continuity this way. Still no continuity. Audio's on, no continuity. Give it some power. Nothing. So in this case, I highly suspect that this vacuum switching valve is bad. So now let's run down to the auto parts store and get one of these vacuum switching valves and see if it makes a difference. Okay, so I got the new valve, and this vacuum switching valve ain't cheap, but I'm gonna show you real fast. So really, you're gonna wanna make sure this is bad before you go buy it, really. It was like, I think I paid 180 bucks plus tax. So I'm gonna show you real fast. If you don't have all the tools I just showed you, you could just jump the solenoid with the battery to do the clicking test. So let me get a little bit closer and I'll show you how to do that. You can see I have the yellow on power, the black I'm going to touch onto ground, and then when it touches the ground, that should send continuity through the solenoid, and you'll hear a clicking sound. Get you close to the mic so you can hear it. So I'm just going to touch ground on this one. Listen. It's really quiet on this one. Hopefully you could hear that. Here, click it again. 1 click, 2 click, 3 click, you hear it? So that's a way to verify that it's working. Just if you don't have the tools, you could run some jumper wires from the battery to the solenoid and just touch ground or power, either one, and get that clicking sound to do a clicking test. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this one, and we're gonna go take it on a test drive and see what happens. Take off one vacuum line and the other vacuum line, so make sure we don't mix them up, so you know it works when we reinstall it. Disconnect the electrical connection, easy. 10 millimeter on the manifold right here. I would usually use a power tool to do everything, but I really don't want to break the intake manifold, so I'm doing it by hand. And this engine's hot because we actually drove this thing to go get the switching valve. But look how fast and simple and easy this is. It's already off. Grab the new one. And goes on really easy, simple like that. Again, this is your bank 2 intake valve runner switching valve or solenoid. Not that cheap to replace them, but just as soon or as quick as that, it's replaced. So we went over how to test it, obviously how to replace it, and this thing's good to go. Hopefully. Now hopefully this video helped you figure out your problem on your Nissan Murano with that variable intake solenoid. If it did, please hit that like button below. If you have any questions, comment below. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies, and I will see you guys on the next hopefully helpful video.